In this fight, it's important that we stand together because united, we are a force to be reckoned with, and divided, they can defeat us individually. It's a very powerful force that I'm going up against, which is DSS, Department of Social Services. Every state has it, and it's wide and sprawling. They laugh at my face when they think when I tell them I'm starting a movement to expose their abuses and corruption. But with your help, we can get this call to Donald Trump's ear. These agencies are systematically denying American families of justice and due process of law and their liberties. And unless we stand together against tyranny, then we're never going to see the change that's necessary for families to be free and united and strong. You know, families are the basic building block of every nation. Any tyranny against a family is treason against that nation. When you're destroying the family unit in a nation, you're destroying that nation, essentially. And politicians need to wake up to this, that CPS isn't serving the greater good. They're not about child protection. You're fooling yourself if you think they are, because real cases of neglect and abuse go uninvestigated. They're never investigating themselves properly. You're asking the fox to guard the hen house when foster hell is really the number one culprit of physical and sexual abuse in the United States. And we're not talking about that because we have a system, a family court system, that protects it. You know, I have the voice and the wherewithal to stand up for all of these families that don't. And I feel like I'm God's instrument in all of this for that reason, because you guys put families and parents into impossible situations where they can't afford to fight for their kids. And you take those children from them because of the amount of raw power that you have been given. And it's not right. It's not right that you put them in these impossible situations where you're trafficking their children and they can't stand up for themselves. Maybe they don't have the money or the education to fight you, to stand up for themselves. Maybe their demeanor can't be contained when you are ripping their family apart. This is a vile and demonic part of our government that does this to American families. That American families that are poor and vulnerable are susceptible to having their children ripped apart from their family. And when I took to the internet with our story, it was because there's safety in the light. It was because I felt besieged by the government that I had served honorably. It was because I felt fear for my baby and my wife. It's a earth-shattering experience having your children ripped away from you based on nothing but hearsay allegations, no emergency cause, due process of law. It could happen to any of you, and if you think it can't, think again. Hearsay can be weaponized. Allegations against you can open up investigations behind your back without you getting to face your accusers without any due process of law. A social services agent can rip your family apart like this. And it's all too easy for them to do it with an affidavit and clandestine investigations that they don't have to disclose anything about, denying FOIA requests, FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act requests based on vague assertions of child's best interest. This is the government asserting authority over our families and our children that they don't have, using taxpayer dollars to rip apart healthy families while neglecting to investigate real cases of abuse, real cases of children that are dying in their own feces being trafficked into sexual foster care. And the system is meant to protect foster parents and foster care. No matter how much abuse they dole out to these children, the children cannot go home. And those foster agents are not investigated because they're protected by a system that is corrupt, evil, and protects itself. We need our politicians to stand with our people and say enough is enough. These corrupt agents are abusing their power and ripping apart families that can't stand up for themselves, that are vulnerable and poor. And just because they don't have the same standard of living as you doesn't mean they deserve to have their children ripped away from their home. This is a grave injustice that needs to be addressed in our government and in our justice system. Family first, please stand with me. Please follow our fight. And don't let the government enact this treason against the nation, which is tyranny against the family, is treason against the nation. Please stand with me so that we can expose these dark secrets and dark things that seek